It started with a mirror, a brand new gym bag, a diet plan, and a shirt with a tag. You're taking me time, you're finding yourself, but I can see that sparkle and it ain't good for my health. You got a glow I've never seen before, and a password lock on that iPhone door. I'm trying to trust, but baby, I confess, it's looking like you caught a case of something I can't test. Yeah, you're living with loud BTs, got that look in your eyes, girl, I can see it. You say it's just friends and girls night out, but I'm losing my mind while you're working it out. All these symptoms I can't ignore, it ain't love like it was before. I'm trying to heal, but truth is you're gone, and I'm living with loud BTs. Late night scrolling, laughing at texts. You say it's mean, but my heart says next. Trips to the store just to get some air, but your perfume lingers like someone else was there. You got new friends and a brand new smile, and I ain't seen that spark in a while. The way you hide that phone like a loaded gun, girl, IBTs is a dangerous one. Yeah, you're living with loud BTs, got that look in your eyes, girl, I can see it. You say it's just friends and girls night out, but I'm losing my mind while you're working it out. All these symptoms I can't ignore, it ain't love like it was before. I'm trying to heal, but truth is you're gone, and I'm living with loud BTs. Maybe it's me holding on too tight, or maybe your heart took another bite, but love don't fade in a day or two unless you caught that lie that's changing you. Yeah, you're living with loud BTs, got that look in your eyes, girl, I can see it. You say it's self-care, but I know the signs when the truth's been skipping on borrowed time. Guess love's a sickness hard to cure, but your heart ain't mine anymore. Now I'm just learning how to live with this, baby, I'm living with loud BTs. Yeah, it's a heartbreak disease, and I'm the one wearing the scars it leaves.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Monday, I was dragging like a rusty old wagon. Tires all flagging, got it down back. This late night red eye overtime habit. Tuesday, Wednesday, no better. Thursday, felt like forever. This struggle bus gotta lead to something. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this part. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance. Staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Put my lips on a long neck, Drink a little of my paycheck. Jackpot, jukebox, when I hear that throwback. George Jones takes me way back, like a Kodak. And I'm smiling, cause you're right on time. And finally, hello Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello Friday, I could kiss you. Too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a Pabst or two and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello Friday, I could kiss you. The weekend really gets me in the mood. Hello Friday, I could kiss you.
Her name is Shayna G with her Friday anthem song, Hello Friday. We are glad you're here. We're getting you ready for the weekend tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. And Scotty Campbell getting us started off tonight with an awesome tune and an awesome title called Living with Diabetes. You got to check out that tune again. And so that means you got to replay this show because I played it first out of the gate tonight. Welcome to the Tim Kelly Show from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And I've got a great live show for you tonight. 3 hours of the best in new country music coming at you, and a couple of great radio interviews tonight as well. Ansel Brown will be with me in hour number 1, and then Beamer Wigley from Canada in hour number 2. You'll hear the stories behind their songs, and of course, we're going to debut a lot of artists tonight, as we usually do on New Music Friday as well, for the very first time. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the stations that replay this program. Great radio stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, down to roadradio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden, Hot and Funky Radio, which is 957, hotandfunkyradio.com, Boone Country Radio in Canada, TexasBrewRadio.com back down in Texas, NBRNonline.com out of Nashville, Tennessee, and the Music Room in the UK. You can also stream the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming services like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast. Wherever you stream your music, just Google search the Tim Kelly Show and you too will be listening to New Country's Best. Matthew Child is up next with a great tune called A Better Way on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I get up before the dawn, then I'm gone till the sun goes down again. You're waiting there at home by the phone till I call you and tell you that I can't make it home till late. Something's always in the way, and it's dragging on this heart of mine today. Must be a better way. Must be a better way. The night we let it pass in the bottom of a glass brings comfort till we face the light. This dreaming in my mind is never wasted time, but it's still dragging on this heart of mine. Must be a better way. Must be a better way. It's such an easy thing to sleep our lives away, but don't let today be just another day. Don't break the plans we've made. Don't let this world rain down on your parade. 'Cause I found a better way. 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 Turn it on, let the good time roll. It's a Tim Kelly Show, heart and soul. The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio. Your home for rising stars, from the back roads to your stereo. You're tuned to Tim Kelly on KICR. To sing along.
From small town dreams to the big time blues.
You hear it all on the Tim Kelly Show.
The Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio. Your home for rising stars, from the back roads to your stereo.
You're tuned to Tim Kelly on KICR. It's the Tim Kelly Show.
Turn it up now. For today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio with Tim Kelly.
When this lonesome city sleeps, whispers fill these empty streets. In the wind, your name rings softly in my ear. As I gaze up at the stars, sweetheart, I wonder where you are. Sweet echoes from the past bring bitter tears. Someone in Oklahoma misses you. You've always got a heart to come home to. When you're done in Tennessee, you can't come back home to me. Someone in Oklahoma misses you. Do you close your eyes and find my memory walking through your mind? Do you smile when you hear our favorite song? If you miss the love we knew, I'll be waiting here for you. That Tulsa moon shines bright to guide you home. Someone in Oklahoma misses you. You've always got a heart to come home to. When you're done in Tennessee, you can't come back home to me. Someone in Oklahoma misses you. That old red river sure looks blue tonight. The stars are dying, ember
She is a young, talented lady from Oklahoma. Her name is Mackenzie McKetty. It is Mackyynsie. She's got a unique Mackenzie name, and Mackenzie McKetty, Mckede is her last name. Someone in Oklahoma is the title of that song. And I'll tell you what, she is a young lady, I think 16 or 17. I interviewed her last year, I believe, and her brother Austin is on the playlist as well. I've interviewed both of them. They are super talented. They work with Clarksville Creative Sound and my buddy Kirk Ryle and all of that going on, and he's got some good stuff. So good songwriters, good artists, absolutely. This next artist is making his radio debut on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. He goes by No Chaser, and this is called Been Here Before on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I woke up with a hangover and a light shining through the windshield. I confess I've been here before, so I guess it ain't a big deal. Caffeine and cigarettes can do so much to keep me nailed down to the floor. So much for rest, I'll sleep when I'm dead, but I've been here before, I've been here before. Try as I might to right my wrongs, there just always seems to be more. So many skeletons in my closet, I can't shut the door. He ain't worth saving, he's too far gone, and no telling what's in store. But I can talk a little smack to the devil on my back, 'cause I've been here before, I've been here before. I've been here before. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hell raising. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Friday night. Ain't nothing wrong with a little beer drinking. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fist fight. Yeah, I know right from wrong. Sometimes those lines blur. I don't care no more. Been here before. Quit that smoke, don't drink too much, try to live the straight and narrow. I tell you, I've tried my best, but I sure ain't got no halo. There ain't nothing more nice, whiskey on ice, I guess I'll have one more. I know I'll hate myself again, but I've been here before. I've been here before. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hell raising. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Friday night. Ain't nothing wrong with a little beer drinking. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fist fight. Yeah, I know right from wrong. Sometimes those lines blur. I don't care no more. Been here before. I've been here before. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hell raising. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Friday night. Ain't nothing wrong with a little beer drinking. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fist fight. Yeah, I know right from wrong. Sometimes those lines blur. I don't care no more. Been here before. I've been here before.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's Best.
Hands outstretched, they flinch away. Heart laid bare, they say, keep your game. This world's too sharp, cuts too deep. They won't trust what they can't see. I gave a smile, they turned their heads. Spoke my truth, it twisted instead. No room for faith in crowded minds, just mirrors reflecting their own kind. Reach beyond the glass, break the wall, fight through the echoes, hear the call. It ain't a crime to love and give. It's the only way we learn to live. Eyes wide shut, they live that way. Fumbling blind, afraid to stray. Can't tell the wolves from helping hands, like quicksand swallowing the plants. But I'll keep trying, shake the stone, sing louder so they're not alone. Plant a seed even in hard ground. Hope someday it all turns around. Reach beyond the glass, break the wall, fight through the echoes, hear the call. It ain't a crime to love and give. It's the only way we learn to live. Reach beyond the glass, break the wall, fight through the echoes, hear the call. It ain't a crime to love and give. It's the only way we learn to live.
She is my good friend Bridget B. Nanty. She is hanging out with us on YouTube tonight at KICR Indie Country Radio. Go check out my YouTube channel, and you can see the face for radio over there and a 30-minute mini movie of Branson, Missouri, and all the cool things to do while you come to visit the live show capital of the world. And Bridget B. Nanty, and a great song right there, very touching song, Only Way We Learn to Live. Bridget and I did a great radio interview a while back. You can check it out in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. That tab is at the top of the homepage of my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. And after the live show tonight, both of the interviews that I'm getting ready to do will end up in those archives as well. So if you miss them live, you can go back and listen over and over again. And for the artists, they are downloadable to share on your social media as well. After one more song, my first interview of the evening is going to take place with Ansel Brown, so stay tuned. We're just getting started. Doc Arnett is making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. He's got a great song called Never Like Never, and this one is making its debut. And I want to tell you real quick, he's a music and not only artist, but he's an author. So let me look real quick, and I'll tell you where you can find him on Facebook because I tagged it. It is Dan Arnett Music and Author page. There you go on Facebook. Now the song, and Doc Arnett rather, Never Like Never on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I've heard no when it meant not yet. I've met maybes that were a sure bet. I've even seen definites change their mind. I think I heard a real never this time. She called me lying about where I had been. I called it fun, but she called it sin. I knew we were over by the look in her eye. She never said good, but she sure said bye. I heard never like never before. I've never heard such a hard slamming door. I slipped up when I slipped over that line. Think I heard a real never this time. Being a man is a bit of a curse. Anything that I said made everything worse. Come on, baby, now let's not fight. I said I'm sorry, and she said you're right. I heard never like never before. I've never heard such a hard slamming door. I slipped up when I slipped over that line. Think I heard a real never this time. Got back home just a little past 4. There was my stuff outside the front door. She even changed the locks this time, but there ain't no way she's gonna change her mind. I heard never like never before. I've never heard such a hard slamming door. I slipped up when I slipped over that line. I think I heard a real never this time. I know I heard a real never this time. Sure I heard a real never this time.
Bring it up, y'all, let the good times roll. It's the Tim Kelly Show on your radio. New country, go from the names you don't know till you hear 'em right here, then you won't let go. It's the Tim Kelly Show. Playing new country's best, yeah, you already know. Indie Heart's real talk where the stories unfold. Turn it up, don't let it go. The Tim Kelly Show, new country's best. Indie artists on the go. And the interviews you love on the Tim Kelly
Listening
Show.
to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music as usual, and I've got some great radio interviews in the program tonight. Ansel Brown is with us up next, and you're going to get to hear the stories behind his songs. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I hope you are as well.
I am. I hope your 2026 is going good, and I hope you had a great 2025. It's sure a pleasure to have you on the program.
Man, it's great to be here, and yeah, I'm 2026 is hopefully going to be a really hot year for my music, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, you got some hot music, and I can say New Country's Best, our tagline behind all of your songs tonight. So there you go.
I love it.
You definitely fit that bill. You were raised in or born in Greenville, South Carolina, and raised in a Navy family, so you've probably moved around a little bit and seen some of the world and some of the country.
Oh, yeah. I sure have. I lived everywhere from Washington, D.C. to Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, my.
Rhode Island, and then all the way back down to South Carolina and parts in between.
Wow. Where are you ended up now?
I'm in near Charlotte, just north of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Just north of Charlotte, okay.
Yeah, we place called Mooresville, and we do our recording, we do our publicity and everything out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
But this go round, because this is my second go round in the country music scene, we decided that we were going to really kind of radiate from the Carolinas and not necessarily radiate from Nashville. It's just a kind of a connecting thing with the fan base, especially the people that are part of my heritage.
Yeah.
In the Carolinas. It just felt right to do it this way.
Absolutely.
I still record in Nashville. I still go to Nashville, all that good stuff, but I'm really trying to focus on, let's radiate from the Carolinas and then we'll go from there.
Uh-huh. Speaking of heritage, you grew up listening to your grandma's piano playing and her powerful voice, and then I think your mom sang a little bit too, it said. That's awesome.
Yeah, my mom, man. First, my grandmother was a star when she was in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, when she was in the I can't remember what they called the 20s. I'm blank on that what they called it, but the 20s were a music centric, dancing centric time in America.
Yeah.
And she was right in the middle of it as a young lady who just blew people away with her piano skills. She was actually teaching adults when she was like 9 years old.
Wow, that is awesome.
So she was
I have interviewed a gentleman and had him on my program that still does this Western swing style country music, and that was very popular in the 1920s. It had all the instruments in it.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
So that's what your grandma. That's what your grandma probably grew up dancing to.
Yes, yeah, that and probably I can't remember all the different types of dances, but it's they had the dresses on that had like I can't, my brain's just not working.
Like the petticoats and all that.
yeah, and they like to dance, and I can't remember the name of it. Ragtime. I don't know if it's ragtime or something like that.
Yeah,
but it was a very, very entertainment driven time in America, and it was kind of a after World War I, and just a time where everybody was kind of letting loose before the Great Depression, and yeah, but she was an amazing person. I grew up listening to her. It would be like 10 o'clock at night, and she had a little apartment next to our house, and I would hear like no lights on, okay, just pitch black. And I would hear my grandmother just going at it on the piano, singing, playing, no lights on, just in the dark.
Wow.
And I remember going, how in the world does she do that? And it's just, it never left her. She played until the day, she had her stroke, and
wow.
Unfortunately that ended all of it. That was pretty much the end of her life. But she was an amazing artist.
That is awesome. You're making me think of a movie that I have playing on my website on my Christmas channel that I have up year round, and it's my favorite movie come Christmas time of Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life. And when they were doing the Charleston, and that pool opened up underneath them, and they all fell in the water.
Oh, yeah. The Charleston's a good example of what the 20s type of music was.
That was it.
You're right.
Now it says in your bio too that music just wasn't background noise, and I love this statement. You say it was the 3 M's, we'll call it: memory, medicine, and magic. Man, I love hearing that.
Yeah, man. Gosh, music is what opens our souls up, right?
Right.
It's there's a reason why churches use worship music, right? It's to get people to open up to a message or a connection. Same thing with music, man. It's just like it allows you to be vulnerable. It allows you to connect at a deeper level. It's something that either makes you cry or makes you laugh. But it makes you, it makes you feel something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a magical experience when you're tuned in to a song that you really, truly connect with. And if that artist, is putting their passion and their vulnerability out there to really connect, it just makes it all the stronger.
Yep.
And so all 3 of those M's are the truth, man.
Well, and it is magic, and it is medicine in the way that it can help you heal. You write it and do it because, it's something that you lived and went through a lot of the times.
Yes.
And you put it out to the world to help others, and then it becomes magic when you're sitting there on stage doing a live performance and you look out in that audience and you see it, resonating with somebody automatically right there.
I couldn't connect the dots better than that. I was perfect at connecting the dots right there.
And when you
should put that quote out there.
I know I do all the time. Yep, and that's exactly why you as an independent artist loves doing it, because as well as I do, there's not a lot of money in this unless you do get a lot of live shows and sell merch and do those things. Streaming doesn't pay much, and doing this interview doesn't pay much either. So
it's true. My father sent me something that said, "Hey, 1,500 streams equals 1 album."
Yep, exactly. About $15. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned being in Hawaii, and when you were in Hawaii, you joined a children's choir and you began appearing on local television. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that was kind of surreal. I don't even remember the catalyst to why my mom got us to audition and join, because me and my younger sister both joined. And before you know it, we were like on Sunday TV in Hawaii with a couple of famous Hawaiian singers, and I cannot remember their names, but there's still a few. If I Googled it, I could find it for you because they're still active.
Dawn Ho's the most famous one I know of.
Well, there's a story there too. But
Yeah.
So we were on Sunday on local TV there performing with that couple, and they would have their songs, and we would kind of help them sing through their songs as a chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you know it, we were doing music videos in Maui. And it was just an amazing experience, and it really taught me, proper singing technique as a child. And then, it was something that was really instrumental, I think, in seeding and really, really connecting me to music.
Right.
And even though as a teenager, I completely stopped because I got into football and and baseball, and I was really just into sports, and I didn't really do much music. I found it later in my 20s. That's when it kind of came back into my life. And it's a deep-seated, not only in my family, but in me.
Yeah.
And my whole life, has been built around music.
Well, that's awesome. I've said many times, age is just a number, talent's talent. You've got it, and you're back, and keep doing it, man. You're great at what you do.
I appreciate that.
You bet.
Really do.
Speaking of Charleston, we talked about that dance to Charleston, but you dropped out of high school and then you came back and earned a degree from the Charleston Southern University. What was your degree in?
That's right. It was in business finance.
Business finance. Okay.
Yeah, business finance.
So-
Well, accounting was I never, ever, ever got into accounting. I won the accounting award for my university. As the best accounting student, and I'm the only one probably in that class that didn't do anything with accounting.
Wow.
But I proved to myself that, I dropped out. And the one thing that my dad and mom, that I give them credit is they let me fail.
Mhm.
Like they allowed me to fail. They didn't force me to continue on in a system that was not built for who I am.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when they allowed me to fail, it allowed me to pick a different path for me. And that was to go to community college right after I quit high school, take all the prerequisite classes for college entry. I had a job, a full-time job, and I got straight A's in my community college. And then I surprised my family with my GED. I didn't tell anybody I was, going to take that.
Right.
And then I got transferred to Charleston Southern University after spending 2 years in community college and getting straight A's. And basically went to the university with a ton of confidence. And that really changed my life because at that point, I did everything. I was not involved in high school, but when I got into college, I was like, student body attorney general. Then I became a hall director. And then I became, my senior year, I became the student body vice president. Then I won the student body officer of the year award. And then I won the accounting award. And I was parliamentarian of Senate. And then I was president of Senate. And I did all these things that I never, ever dreamed I would do, because my parents allowed me to fail and find my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we try to pressure, our kids to not, like, sometimes it's okay to fail.
Right.
In business, in life, in music, in radio, in whatever you do,
Yeah.
failing can be a huge, huge opportunity for you.
Absolutely.
And so that's the way that's the one great thing that I think. I had great parents, so but in terms of just letting me fail, I think that was a major milestone in my life, failing.
Well, me and you have that in common. I dropped out of school when I was 15 too and started working with my father. He had a self-employed business, and we were painting houses and condos and doing all of those things. Ended up moving to California, and I got to work on the beach and some of those big, nice homes and $1 million homes in Rancho Santa Fe, out there where, when he was alive, Dick Enberg lived, and a bunch of big people in broadcasting and stuff. But that's where my love for radio came from, that, listening to Casey Kasem on the radio and Rick Dees out there in L.A. and Jay Thomas. He used to be Carla's husband in Cheers. He's passed away now. But
I had Rick Dees' phone number, man.
Is that right?
Rick Dees and I have had some conversations.
Wow, how about that? Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So
I wish I could have talked to Casey Kasem. That would have been amazing.
yeah. Oh, no kidding. Loved all of that. So I've got a little bit of Casey Kasem playing on my big '80s channel, and that was back when we call it personality-driven radio. You could call a DJ up, request a song, they'd play it on the radio, they'd give you a shout out or do a request and dedication, and to me, that's what I'm trying to keep alive, and doing interviews like I'm doing with you, and keeping these stories alive, and getting folks familiar with who these up and coming artists are.
That's awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah.
And man, are you a fan of 80s music?
Oh my gosh, I know them all. I went to
So
I went to
here's
broadcasting school in San Diego in the '80s, and that's what we would play at the school. We could take the vinyl albums that we liked, and we could play any of our favorites and do a 1-hour show every week. So
That's cool, man. So are you familiar with the band? I'm going to go blank here. Dang it. Do you know David? Do you know who David Pack is?
no, I'm not familiar with him.
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia. Okay, yep, know the group. Yep.
Okay, so if you go to my first album, You're Just Smoke, and you look at song 13, I've never marketed this, but I probably should have, but I didn't. But song 13, it's called I'm blank right now. Shoot.
It's all right.
It's sad when you can't remember your own song titles.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just look at song 13 on the first CD or the first album, and that song is I'm backed up by the lead singer for Ambrosia,
Ambrosia. There you go. That is awesome.
David Pack.
David Pack. I have been friends
Yep.
with Buck Johnson, the keyboard player for Aerosmith, for many, many years. We don't talk or anything on social media, but we've been friends on Facebook, and I don't even really remember how that happened, but I love that too. I was going to tell you, when I was a young man, I dropped out of school, and I never took a typing class, so I still have issues with that. And like you said, it's trial and error. It's letting you fail, and I still can't hardly type, but when I did take a typing class later, they said you got to find your home keys. So at the age I am now, I'm doing good to find my car keys. So I finally found my home keys after looking for them for about 30 minutes, and I went home.
By the way, that song is called You Deliver Me.
You Deliver Me. Awesome. Ambrosia.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Ambrosia, lead singer David Pack is the background vocals. His vocals are that high falsetto, famous sound that you will instantly recognize if you know Ambrosia and their style.
Gosh,
You'll instantly recognize
I'm
it
going to
in
look that
song.
up, and I'm going to look up Ambrosia too, because I don't think I have them on the big 80s. I had forgotten about them kind of. So
Yeah, they have some good songs.
God, I have that. So, what made you get into country music? Was it somebody you resonated with growing up listening to on the radio, or what?
Yeah, honestly, I grew up listening to a lot of rock and a lot of, Pink Floyd and Journey and
Yep.
Boston and, a lot of the famous songs from Foreigner and you name it. But in the 90s,
you sound like a brother I didn't know I had, brother.
In the 90s, I met a country singer named Garth Brooks and got to know country music a little bit better. And that really was the catalyst. I wanted to be Garth Brooks, man.
There you go.
He had a marketing background like me because I own a marketing and advertising agency.
Yep.
And he just like his story resonated with me, and it just is like, man, I love his style. I love how he sings. I want to sing more like that. So I was doing some Christian music and some worship music, and I was writing Christian music and I was writing worship music. And then I just had this epiphany that I really wanted to be in country music. So I really just, one day I started writing country songs, and it just didn't stop.
Yeah.
I think I wrote a whole book of country songs, sent them to my confidant, and he was like, where the heck did this come from?
Yep.
And before I said, I think I'm supposed to be a country singer. And before you know it, in 2003, right after that whole change in me, I went for it. I met a famous producer in Nashville named Cliff Downs, and I had met him through my financial. I had raised money for another country artist prior to this, and I met him in that process. and I sent him a 3-song demo, and I said, hey, can you tell me, he just thinks I'm trying to bring up another artist. And he's like, hey, I was like, can you tell me, is this singer like sound like they have chops? Can they make it in country music? And he wrote me back, and I'll never forget. It's like one of those, where you were when you heard it moments.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving in a huge rainstorm. I could barely see. And I get this message, and it's Cliff, and it's like, Ansel, man, who is this? I really like that. He's got a commercial voice. You can understand everything that he says, which is really what you need in country music. And he's like, I think you should work with this guy. And I stopped. I called him back and I said, Cliff, hey man, I gotta admit something. That's me.
Wow.
And he went silent. Like you could tell he was in shock because he only saw me as an accounting finance networker, right? Somebody that brings in other people to help the video. Yep. And he just was like, what? You got to be kidding. And before you know it, I was at his studio and I was recording my first album. And not joking, before I was even done with the album, one of the songs leaked out and a major radio station in Charlotte, hold on, there's a bus going by. Major radio station in Charlotte picked it up and started playing it before it was even released.
Wow.
And that was the moment that I started accelerating, and it didn't stop. And before you know it, I was Artist of the Month for the CMA. I was Who Knew to Watch for the CMA. I was Debut Spotlight for the CMA with Jewel. I was Discovery Music Row's Discovery Award winner. That it was just like I teamed up with a famous NFL player to start my label. We took over Nashville. I'm not joking. We took over Nashville. It was amazing.
Wow.
And all of that was just because I decided to do this, and I went for it. I didn't know how to be a country singer, but I became one.
Yep. Well, I didn't know how to be a country radio DJ until that 90s country came along.
That's
so
right.
We have a similar story. I was introduced by my aunt to the wife that I married, the first wife in Southeast Oklahoma, and she was living around Ada, Oklahoma, where Blake Shelton's from. And so I moved there, and everybody's listening to that 90s country. And here comes Garth Brooks and all of that, Toby Keith, Vince Gill, all those guys from Oklahoma, and then Blake himself a little bit later on. And I'm like, man, this is some really good stuff. I think I'm going to convert to country radio. And I was telling you, I walked into a station in McAllister, Oklahoma, and they hired me on the spot. And I didn't care about the money. Awesome. I'm making $5.25 an hour. I got to be Tim Kelly on the radio on the weekends, and that was fun.
Passion, man, passion.
Yeah, exactly.
You had passion.
And it has come full circle. I've had Garth Brooks' daughter, Allie Colleen, on this program 3 times.
Wow.
So
that's awesome, man. So is she? What's she doing?
She's an independent artist. She don't want to use daddy's fame or money or name or any of that. So she's Allie Colleen, and
I need to meet her.
She did a duet with Lee Brice. She did a duet with Lee Brice the last time I had her on. Lee Brice got married here in Branson about 8 years ago, and him and Allie wrote this song, and Sarah actually co-wrote it, which is Lee Brice's wife, and so they were all tied in with it, and we've had them all on the program, so it's awesome.
Man, that's awesome. I honestly I did not even know that. I'm like. That kind of blows me away. And I love that she wants to be. I love that she wants to be independent.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and she's got a pretty cool stepmom in Trisha Yearwood now that helps her out tremendously, I'm sure too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've got a lot of stories that we could talk about, man, forever that. And I think we're I really feel like the 90s style country is kind of making a comeback right now.
It is, and guys like Zach Top and different ones.
Yep, and Ansel Brown.
Ansel Brown, so I was going to say that next. Yep. Let's talk about your first song tonight, We Make America Run. Tell us about this one.
Man, this song is it spoke to my heart when I heard it, and I'll be honest, it's one of those songs that I think people are really going to connect to, especially if you're a working class, blue collar worker. If you're a firefighter, if you're a police officer, if you're a soldier, if you're a teacher, if you're a nurse, if you're a football fan, whatever, you're gonna appreciate this song. And it was written by Matt Wynn and Jim Collins and Wade Kirby, and these are all Like they've had major hits.
Yep.
And my producer brought it to me, and I immediately connected because I was, like you, I had a lot of blue collar jobs growing up, and I just, I had to do this song, but.
Yeah.
It's running them roads in 18-wheelers. I'm not going to say the football teams. Well, I guess I can, but it'll alienate some people. Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
We ain't afraid of doing a little hard work.
There you go.
And it's just man, I can't wait for people to hear this song.
I'm a huge Kansas
really
City
can't.
Chiefs fan. I have a Patrick Mahomes tattoo on my left arm, believe it or not.
Well, I love football. So I'm a football fan through and through.
I love it. It reminds me of a song that reminds me of a song that Alabama did. You work a 40-hour week for a living just to send it on down the
I love
line.
that song. That's another group that I used. That group did have. You said that. Alabama was something that I fell asleep to time and time again, listening to their songs.
But it's those hardworking blue collar folks that are buying your show tickets, buying your merch, coming to see you in a live show, and becoming fans on social media, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
So you're paying homage to them. Yep.
Yep.
So we're gonna play "We Make America Run," and if you got some time, we'll come back and talk some more. How about that?
Let's do it.
Sounds good. His name is Ansel Brown. This is called "We Make America Run" on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on this New Music Friday.
We're running them roads in 18-wheelers, Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. We ain't afraid of doing a little hard work. Yeah, we're the East Kentucky coal miners, the Detroit City assembly liners. We're the flashing lights that get there first. Working for the man and working for a dollar. Dirt on our hands and blue on our collars. Sweating for a living out in that red hot sun. Planting that seed and swinging that hammer. Land of the free and the John Deere tractor up with the sun. Out there getting it done. Yeah, we make America run. Yeah, we're the hard hats running them dozers. We're the teachers, we're the soldiers. Thanking God for every prayer you pray. We're from every map dot in every state. You can see us right there on your dinner plate. We're the ones that punch that time clock every day. Every day. Working for the man and working for a dollar. Dirt on our hands and blue on our collars. Sweating for a living out in that red hot sun. Planting that seed and swinging that hammer. Land of the free and the John Deere tractor up with the sun. Out there getting it done. Yeah, we make America run. We make America run. Yeah. We're out in them fields, out in that dust. If you're looking for real, just look at us. Working for the man and working for a dollar. Dirt on our hands and blue on our collars. Sweating for a living out in that red hot sun. Planting that seed and swinging that hammer. Land of the free and the John Deere tractor up with the sun. Out there getting it done. No, there ain't no doubt about it. We're the ones that we make America run. We make America run. We make America run. That's right.
His name is Ansel Brown. That is called "We Make America Run." America is going to be running to get that one, friend, because that's going to be your next radio single. That is awesome.
Yeah, man, we're going to be pushing that out to radio in February, and it's going to be my second single. The first one was "The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me," and that hit the breakout chart. When actually we hit the breakout chart, which is very hard to do for an independent artist.
Yeah.
But we hit it right after Luke Combs. Luke Combs and Ansel Brown were on the breakout chart on deck list at the same moment in time, and then Luke Combs went on to the chart. And then Ansel Brown went onto the chart the week after. And so it felt really, it told me that coming back to music was the right moment for me, right thing to do. To have my first single go and hit the breakout chart was a huge accomplishment. So hopefully We Make America Run will be a great follow-up single. Now everybody's kind of familiar that I'm back and excited. So the more people that request this, the better. At their local radio stations, and then obviously, please stream it because we're making a good old American comeback, and that's
You
what we're
betcha.
doing right now.
Well, I'm going to put you on the radio charts. I chart with Joyce from Gotti over there in the UK. She does a top 40 and a top 200 weekly chart, and you might see yourself in there with some of those names like Luke Combs and others too.
That would be amazing.
So, yeah, we'll do that for you as well, and we're going to put you out on 13 radio stations around the world. So you're getting you're getting to do the UK thing without leaving your house tonight.
I'm excited, man.
That
I
is
really am.
awesome.
Actually, I was talking to Country Music International, which is a magazine for international country music coverage.
Yep.
And they're trying to set me up with some people in Europe because I do have got a lot of followers in Europe. And I'd be really excited to do a tour over there at some point. That would be a lot of fun.
That is awesome. Small world. My show goes over there as a podcast too when the live show's over tonight.
That's awesome. Man.
Country Music International, Country Music News International. You betcha.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep,
The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me. Tell us about this song too.
So The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me was another song that I did not write. Okay, I do write my songs. But the thing is with this album, it's my first album after being gone for, 10, 12 years. I went through a lot of serious things and I really I had to get away from everything. And then I had a baby and then I realized that baby was never going to know me as a singer. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. I want to do it again. So these songs came to me via my producer, who is, he knows he was a major publishing president of a publishing company, and he just has access to the right writers. And so he showed me the demo, and I'm like, has anybody done this one yet? Nobody had done it. So I got 4 songs by some #1 hit writers that are all amazing. And The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me was by Liz Ingber and Rob Crosby and Jesse LaBelle and Ian Flanagan, who's he was like a famous contestant on The Voice. And he's just a hot item himself as a singer.
Yeah.
But it's just an amazingly written song. It had a lot of vibe to it for me. A lot of just the vibe was really kind of cool. It just felt good.
That's what I love to hear in a great song.
And I connected with the relationship, qualities of the song, in terms of, having a relationship and really not being truthful with yourself.
Right.
And just letting the relationship continue because it's what you do. And I think the song will speak to a lot of people, but love it. And it's, like I said, it's got a great vibe and I've had a ton of great feedback on it, and it performed really well as a radio song. So I'm excited to continue to push that song as well.
I hope our relationship continues long after this interview. And if you ever come to Branson, boy, be sure to hit me up, and we'll meet you in person. That'll be fun. This has been fun.
Heck yeah, man. Maybe you can do a podcast from wherever I'm performing.
That sounds like a deal. I've done many of those. I've done them in Branson at some theaters on Saturday nights, and it's always fun going down there. So we love that. This next song that's going to kick off the top of the next hour is interesting because I have seen this skit many times on Saturday Night Live with Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell. It's called More Cowbell. Tell us about this.
So that is the actual, reason behind the song. So that's what the catalyst was. And my first major band that I had when I was, in Nashville doing showcases and performing, around CMA Fest and all that, was a guy named Skip Black. He was my lead guitarist and just amazing writer, amazing performer. And he played me this song, man. He was like, I was like, I just fell in love with the song. I'm like, I started adding it to my shows, and I never recorded it though. I just did it live. And especially when I found out the reason for the song and what was behind it and the skit. And it's just it's a rock, like, it's a rock heavy country song. It is not, probably purists are not going to necessarily connect to it as much as they would, a traditional type country song, but it is it's a energetic, high energy, song that I think a lot of people will connect with. If you've ever had a boss that kind of drives you crazy, or you ever get in traffic and you get a little pissed off, and you want to get away from it, turn it up to 11, right?
Right.
Just get the music playing, get ready to release, and don't let life overtake you, man. Just let the music rule.
You
and that's
betcha.
what this song is about.
Where can folks find Ansel Brown on social media?
Everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Just look up Ansel. If you Google Ansel Brown, that's probably the best way. I should pop up at the top. And then I've got AnselBrown.com. But I'm either Ansel Brown or Ansel Brown Fans or Ansel Brown Music on the social platforms. And there are knockoffs. So there are Ansel Brown profiles that are fake. So just make sure if it's Instagram, just make sure it has the blue check mark. If it's Facebook, make sure it has the blue check mark. And if it's, TikTok, it's Ansel Brown Music. And I'm on X as well as Ansel Brown.
There you go.
So, and under YouTube, it's Ansel Brown as well.
Well, you are the real deal. Thanks for doing this program tonight. It has been a blast.
No, I appreciate it. And I really need support on Spotify. So just, we've had about 300,000 streams of the Whiskey song so far. We're starting to build up on We Make America Run. Last check, it was really moving up in streams. So the more support I can get on Spotify, the better. It just helps everything else. It helps radio. It helps guys like you want to play the song.
Right.
If they're seeing it really succeed on Spotify, it does. It's a great power for any independent artist to get Spotify movement. So if they can add me to their playlists, add me to their favorites, make sure they put me in their playlist so it's playing, I'd really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you doing this, and thank you for your time tonight. Have a great 2026, and hopefully I get to meet you in person one of these days, and we'll see you here in the live show capital of the world.
Absolutely. I can. We will absolutely do that.
Sounds good. The Whiskey Makes Her Miss Me and more cowbell is coming up on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best of its New Music Friday.
Tequila makes her wanna go dancing till the music ends. Downtown with her friends all night. Red wine takes away all the troubles with a tub full of bubbles in candlelight. But I know what she's drinking tonight, 'cause the whiskey makes her miss me. I can't help but let her in, let her break my heart again. In the morning she'll be gone and I'll be lying there, lying to myself till it hits me. Just the whiskey makes her miss me. 2 a.m, I'm holding her head against my chest. Fireball on her breath again. It used to be, we used to call it love. Now it's like a drug. I don't know when to say when, but both of us know how it's gonna end. 'Cause the whiskey makes her miss me. I can't help but let her in, let her break my heart again. In the morning she'll be gone and I'll be lying there, lying to myself till it hits me. Just the whiskey makes her miss me. makes her miss me. I can't help but let her in, let her break my heart again. In the morning, she'll be gone and I'll be lying there, lying to myself, thinking maybe she was feeling what I felt, till it hits me. It's just the whiskey makes her miss me, makes her miss me.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
You hear that voice. You hear the blah, blah, blah. You hear deadlines way behind. Do you hear me, son? I tell him, yeah, yeah, yeah. He owns my time from 9 till 5, but what I've got in mind goes to 11. You hear the bang, bang, bang. You hear the guitars crank. You hear the bass like a freight train chugging in your brain, going thump, thump, thump. It's almost drowning out the noise and the strain of the bills and the bank that's yanking your chain. So bang a gong, everybody sing along. Everybody yell, more cowbell. Car horns going honk, honk, honk. Angry words, flipping birds, bunch of jerks cutting you off, off, off. But you control that radio, turn it up just as far as it goes. You hear the bang, bang, bang. You hear the guitars crank. You hear the bass like a freight train chugging in your brain, going thump, thump, thump. It's almost drowning out the noise and the strain of the bills and the bank that's yanking your chain. So bang a gong, everybody sing along. Everybody yell, more cowbell. Bang, bang, bang. You hear the guitars crank. You hear the bass like a freight train chugging in your brain, going thump, thump, thump. You hear the bang, bang, bang. You hear the guitars crank. You hear the bass like a freight train chugging in your brain, going thump, thump, thump.
This live show is over, you guys will be looking up that skit with Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell from Saturday Night Live. There you go. More cowbell, please. And that is a great song. He's got a lot of great songs, doesn't he? Ansel Brown is who that is. Ansel Brown all over social media. Go give him a like and a follow and tell him you heard this great radio interview tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. That was fun to do. He was fun to talk to. And like I said, he's like a brother I never had, man. And loving 80s music as well. Check out the the big 80s on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. You can relive your childhood if you were born in that era. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show from KICRIndieCountryRadio.com from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We've got another 2 hours of this live show, and I've got another great radio interview in the bottom half of this hour. Beamer Wigley from Canada will join me on the program. I haven't played a song from this next gentleman in a little bit. He was in my chat room last night on Triple Play Thursday on TikTok. Let's give him a play right now. My good friend Brian Dinkins, Bryan, and this is called Wild and Crazy. And we get that show. We get that all the time on this show. Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
There's something about the way your perfume lingers on my clothes. When I go out or into town, it follows me everywhere I go. And her lipstick stain has stained my coffee cups. Her dad told me when we first met, son, she's just like her mom. She stood by me through thick and thin, even when the times got hard. So hold her tight and never let her go. Yes, she's a little wild and crazy and free as she can be. Well, how'd she wind up with this boy from Jackson, Tennessee? She believes in me, and I'll always be by her side. It takes two to make things work with a baby on the way. And as strong as our love is right now, I'd say we got it made. I guess her dad was right. I hope she rubs off on our kids. You know I never felt like this. She's a little wild and crazy and free as she can be. Well, how'd she wind up with this boy from Jackson, Tennessee? She believes in me, and I'll always be by her side. She's always there to lift me up when I feel a little down. She knows just what to say to keep my feet on solid ground. And I don't deserve her, and I thank God for this girl. Well, she's a little wild and crazy and free as she can be. Well, how'd she wind up with this boy right here in Tennessee? She believes in me, and I'll always be by her side. She's always there to lift me up when I feel a little down. She knows just what to say to keep my feet on solid ground. And I don't deserve her, and I thank God for this
hour of The Tim Kelly Show is sponsored by Sean Poole Music. Find Sean Poole Music on the Sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and on SeanPoole.net.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here.
Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
To everyone around, it looks like we're not saying anything at all while the music is playing soft and low. But they don't know she's talking with her eyes, telling me that I am everything she's hoped for and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart, telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy when she's talking with her eyes. I don't get insecure when other men are staring at this beauty in my arms, 'cause I know that dress he's wearing is all for me. No, they can't see she's talking with her eyes, telling me that I am everything she's hoped for and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart, telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy when she's talking with her eyes. She's talking with her eyes, telling me that I am everything she's hoped for and wanted in her life. She's talking to my heart and telling me that she is never gonna break it and never gonna leave. Yeah, I know I'm a lucky guy when she's talking with her eyes. She's talking with her eyes.
That is the latest single out to radio from my good friend Sean Poole. It is S-E-A-N on Sean, and Poole has an E on the end of it, P-O-O-L-E. Sean Poole and the Buckin' Crazy is his band. That is called She's Talking with Her Eyes, and that was co-written by the great Paul Overstreet, prolific songwriter, and he had a lot of hits on country radio too, and Paul Overstreet plays on my classic country station. You can check out Sean Poole music on my station at on my sponsors tab, rather, at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. He is one of my newest sponsors, and click his logo, and it'll take you right to SeanPoole.net, and that's his website. You can find out all more about Sean Poole, and you'll probably be hearing an interview with him and yours truly one of these days on the Tim Kelly Show as well. Troy Cross is up next. His brand new single is called New Way of Life. Troy Cross on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Walking across a mountain, just the clothes on my back. Not a dime in my pocket, or food in a sack. Looking for the city or a railroad track. Gotta find me a new way of life. I can't make me a living, there's no work to be had. Sorry, mama, gotta go, so please don't be sad. Getting off this mountain, I might not be back. Gotta find me a new way of life. A few have walked this path before me, some to the city, some to the sea. Some came back, but as for me, gotta find me a new way of life. But I gotta find out to quieten my soul. Will I succeed? I don't know. Ready or not, here I go to find me a new way of life. Walking the same one path my old granddaddy walked when he went off to war and so proudly fought. But he found his way back, for his only thought was to get back to that old way of life. A few have walked this path before me, some to the city, some to the sea. Some came back, but as for me, gotta find me a new way of life. But I gotta find out to quieten my soul. Will I succeed? I don't know. But ready or not, here I go to find me a new way of life. Will I ever return to this place of home? If I don't, well, this I know, I'll carry this mountain inside my soul, no matter where I go. A few have walked this path before me, some to the city, some to the sea. Some came back, but as for me, I gotta find me a new way of life. But I gotta find out to quieten my soul. Will I succeed? I don't know. Ready or not, here I go to find me a new way of life. Ready or not, here I go to find me a new way of life.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
There was a song back in the day when ain't it funny how time slips away. Seems it's no joke because somehow my future lies behind me now. I had no clue what those words meant till my time is almost spent. The truth of time I've come to know, the less you have, faster it goes. Been many trips my journey first begun, stumbling down life's long highway, old friends and lovers just fade away. Too young for where I'm at. Wasted time I can't get back. It's been a long, long road to plow. My future lies behind me now. My future lies behind me now. Time just slipped away somehow. I can't say when, I don't know how. My future lies behind me now. Around the sun since my journey first begun, stumbling down life's long highway, old friends and lovers just fade away, old friends and lovers just fade away. Old friends and lovers just fade away.
He is making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. His name is Big Joe Shelton. I love his songs. That one is debuting right now, but he's got some other great songs he sent to me. I'll play them in the previous or future shows. There you go. My Future Lies Behind Me. That is what the title of that song is. And so, yes, I look forward to playing more of Big Joe Shelton in the very near future as well. My buddy Nick Taylor is up next. It is Tayler, Nick Taylor Music, and his hit song called One Bar Stool on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
And all the whiskey out down doesn't chase them away. And all them images keep coming back to stay. All the things I wish I would have done or said swirl like heavy smoke inside my head. Should get up, go home while I can walk, but I'll be here till bartender's last call. Hell, this naughty proof ain't cutting it like it should. Marlboro's ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me all night through, while the band keeps singing our favorite lines. One bar stool at a time. Darling, I I still smell your perfume from last New Year's Eve. Your head on my shoulder, my heart on my sleeve. You grabbed my head, said let's run with the wind. Escape these four walls when the dance lights grow dim. That slick dark street took a turn I can't erase. Worn out tires on my dad's 83 left no trace. Hell, this 90 proof ain't cutting it like it should. My burrows ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me on that through while the band keeps singing our favorite lines. One bar stool at a time. Pocket full of heartbreak, two hands on the wheel. Keep seeing your last glass, still can't believe it's real. Hell, this 90 proof ain't cutting it like it should. My burrows ain't replacing the red lip taste of you. And I'd do anything, turn back the clock if I could. Your memory still holds me on that through while the band keeps singing our favorite line. One bar stool at a time. One bar stool at a time.
Good times roll. It's the Tim Kelly Show on your radio. New country gold from the names you don't know. Till you hear them right here, then you won't let go. It's the Tim Kelly Show. Playing new country's best, yeah, you already know. Any heart's real talk where the stories unfold. Turn it up, don't let it go. The Tim Kelly Show.
New country's best. Indie artists on the go. And the interviews you love. On the Tim Kelly Show.
to be loved by you. The way I need to be loved by you. You always were the one I loved deep in my heart. I thought I'd have to ask you this tonight. Am I wasting my heart loving you? Am I hoping to change the way I need to be loved by you? The way I need to be loved by you.
Her name is Cheryl Nye. That is Nye, like a New Year's Eve is her last name. The Way I Need to Be Loved by You. That has a great vibe to it. And when it started out, it sounded kind of like a Mexican type song. And we ate at a Mexican restaurant right before the show. So it's perfect. Absolutely. Cheryl Nye and I had a great radio interview not too long ago. You can check it out in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives, that tab at the top of the homepage of my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. My second radio of the evening is going to happen after one more song for tonight in this hour. And that second interview is an artist from Canada. His name is Beamer Wigley. So I thought this song before the interview is perfect. It's brand new from Austin McKetty. I played his sister Mackenzie a little bit ago, but Austin's got a brand new song out called Drinking Canada Dry on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
There's a chill in Toronto. I've never felt this cold as I sit here in this barroom where only losers go. I unpack your memories and wonder where you are. Break the seal on the bottle where you broke my heart. Drinking Canada dry, one bottle at a time. I peel off the labels as I drown in the wine. No matter how hard I try, you'll walk through my mind. I know the bitter truth, I'll still be loving you, drinking Canada dry. Jukebox has a 45 aimed right at my heart, but your memory's the trigger that blew my world apart. I'll never drown my sorrows, God knows I'm gonna try. Before I leave this barroom, I'll drink Canada Dry. Drinking Canada Dry, one bottle at a time. I peel off the labels as I drown in the wine. No matter how hard I try, you walk through my mind. I know the bitter truth, I'll still be loving you, drinking Canada Dry. I know the bitter truth, I'll still be loving you, drinking Canada Dry.
Here we go. Tim Kelly on your radio. Fresh new country shining through. Indie voices made for you. It's the Tim Kelly Show. New country's best, let it roll. Indie stars and stories told. Radio interviews, heart and soul. The Tim Kelly Show, where new country
Tim Kelly
takes
Show on
control.
KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I've got some great radio interviews on the program tonight as well. Beamer Wigley from Canada is up, and how are you, my friend?
I am doing wonderful today. How about yourself, Tim?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the program tonight. I've been playing your music a little bit, and I'm looking forward to hearing the stories behind the songs. That's why I love doing these interviews so much.
No, I'm looking forward to chatting. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, you're welcome. I want to give a big shout out to Lauren Tuddy, too, from Lauren Tuddy Promotions, who give me you, and she told me about you and your great music, and help us set up this interview. She's fantastic.
Lauren, we've been working together. She's been helping me with songs since I was around 16. So we've had a great relationship for a long time. I love Lauren.
That is awesome. Yeah, good stuff there. So I was looking at your bio, and I think you started playing guitar like when you were 5 or something.
I got the bug early. It was I just got a notion. I saw Keith Urban and Brad Paisley music video. That song they did, Start a Band, and that was my light bulb moment where I was like, so now it's time to dedicate the rest of my life to this. Just trying to play guitar and make music.
Yeah, I saw that. And so you got your first guitar lessons, because that's also a question I ask, if you were either self-taught or took lessons. Well, you took lessons, and so do you play any other instruments, or is it just the guitar?
I definitely try to play as many instruments as I can. I started off playing drums. I was that kid who would take out all my mom's pots and pans and break all her wooden spoons, and she would get mad at me about that. So I started off on my 3rd birthday. They're like, get him a small drum kit so he can stop breaking the spoons, or we'll get plastic ones. But I started off with that, and I fell in love with country music. Has so many great instruments in it that, like, I play guitar, and then I wanted to be able to play bass to go along with it. And there was a banjo sitting around the house, so I would pick that up. And I worked at a store and got gifted a mandolin. So it's just kind of, I've tried to accrue as much as I can. I only took guitar lessons for about 3 years, and I was like, you know what, I just kind of want to learn what I want to play. So everything else from there is kind of self-taught.
That's awesome. There's a great Christmas song called Little Drummer Boy. Sounds like it was you too, huh?
Pum-pum-pum.
In fact, it says you were the 4th in a leading role in a Norman Rockwell movie called A Christmas Tale. How about that?
Yeah, that was a really crazy experience for somebody who'd really not had a lot of acting experience in general. Music is always the number one focus and always has been, but that's an opportunity that pops up, and it's definitely interesting because all my friends will message me every Christmas and say, I'm watching you as a kid on TV right now.
Well, it says, too, at the age of 11, you were awarded an inaugural award from a Youth Arts Award for ages 25 and under. So you were getting recognition at quite a young and early age, too.
I think I was just persistent. I wasn't really willing to stop or slow down, so I was just kind of popping up everywhere, and that helped out in that case. So that was a huge honor. I've still got that award sitting on my piano. It kind of marks like the beginning of really starting to put the pedal to the metal for me.
That's awesome. You've got an interesting name in the world of country music too, and that's what it takes to stand out, to be unique. And you definitely do that with your vocals and your talent in the music business. But Beamer for your first name. Now down here in the United States, we have a lot of cars go up and down the road. They're BMWs, is what we call Beamers for short. But how did you get your name, and what does it mean?
Well, that car brand would happen to be my initials.
There you go.
So that's kind of how we wound up in there. When
That's
I was,
it, huh?
I was being born. My name was being picked, and they realized afterwards, wait a minute, these initials for what we're thinking are BMW. Why don't we just go with Beamer?
There you go. I wondered if it was that. How about that? Well, that is awesome. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that it's a fun one to throw around. It's definitely not a common name. I've never met another Beamer in my life, so if there's one out there, listen, reach out. I want to meet one.
Well, there you go. I've never drove one in my life either, so. My brother has. My brother bought one, and man, they'll get up and go. They'll put you in the back in your seat for sure. Well, that's what we're going to do with the music once we push play tonight. These people are going to stand up, and you know, my wife, she gets goosebumps, she says, and the hair on her arm starts standing up when she hears good music. She's going to hear it in your songs tonight.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that, Tim.
You're welcome. Canadian country music is fantastic. I play a lot of artists from up there. Lauren has hooked me up with a bunch, and others. You're in a pretty great place for the world of country music, my friend.
That is so kind of you to say. You know, I love our community up here. I love our family. I love the rodeos and the festivals and everywhere that we go get to play, the great communities when we play there. There's great country music fans up here and a lot of great country music artists.
Yep. You've opened for some of the greats up there, George Canyon, Brett Kiesel, Aaron Pritchett. I know all of those folks. And you even got to open for Dwight Yoakam back in 2018. That was awesome.
That was a really, really cool experience. And that was a really interesting show, too, because we were playing at the River Rock Casino in Richmond there near Vancouver. And his flight got delayed because it was in January or February, and the winter was not being kind. And his flight got delayed for quite some time. So we were supposed to play 20 minutes, and we ended up playing 65 minutes.
Wow.
To entertain the crowd there. And I don't think they knew there was going to be an opener, so they were waiting for Dwight, but we had a really great time hanging out with them.
That is awesome. And you also got to do a tour with U.S. artist Granger Smith. He's great, too, isn't he?
Fantastic. Oh, him and his whole crew and his band, they're great guys. They treated us well through, like, Calgary, Edmonton. Actually, we got to play a hometown show for me. I grew up in a place near Kelowna, British Columbia, and we got to play there with him, which was really cool. First time on the road with a big U.S. artist, and we get to play one that close to home.
That is awesome. Now, of all the genres out there for a young person like yourself, when you were just getting started playing instruments and drumming around and all of that stuff, why country music for you? Was it somebody you grew up listening to on the radio that resonated with you a lot, or what?
It's interesting because I grew up with all kinds of music, not just country music in the house, but I think really seeing what Keith Urban did kind of like started that train for me in that direction I wanted to go. Because there was always like Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait, Tim McGraw. That's the kind of stuff that I was growing up on. And a lot of Randy Travis. I remember I would sing Deeper Than the Holler every day on my little iPod without the screen.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of what got my roots. But seeing what Keith Urban did with the guitar specifically was kind of what set me on that train of that's the path that I want to go.
Yeah.
But we were listening to 60s music all the time, like the Four Seasons, the Beach Boys, and the Dire Straits. Probably my favorite bands growing up.
Okay, so you've got a wide variety of taste in music just like I do. You know, I started playing 80s music back in the 80s when I went to broadcasting school, and I love that decade of music, and I still listen to it on some light rock stations around here. And by the way, I'm in Branson, Missouri, right here in the middle of the United States. But yeah, so that 90s country, though, 36 years ago now it's been, got me started in country radio. And boy, what a mark and legacy that it has left, huh?
It's even showing up now again. It's really starting to resurface in the modern country scene. And even me being a pretty guitar forward guy, I'm listening to Brent Mason being on all these tracks again, and you're starting to hear his stuff on the radio all the time again, who really defined a lot of those sounds and played on almost all those songs. So it's been been really cool to see that 90s country resurgence.
I hear his name a lot and playing on a lot of stuff of the independent artists that I interview, just like you. So that is good stuff. You know, and that's what it takes to make a quality product, too. I mean, you've taken all the lessons and you know how to play and you know how to sing, obviously. But when you have all those folks and the session musicians that are available out there, especially in Nashville and Music City, playing on your tracks, man, then it comes out sounding like great stuff. And that's what I like to play here. And our tagline is called New Country's Best. And I'm going to say it behind all your songs tonight for sure.
Oh, thank you, Tim. No, I appreciate it. And I'm really, honestly, lucky with my producers working with Johnny Gasparek and Dave Temple at MCC Studios that they let me play all the guitars on my track. So everything that you're hearing is all me playing.
That's awesome. Now, this fellow you opened for with in 2018, Dwight Yoakam, he's a pretty good actor, too. I've seen him in several movies. And wouldn't it be cool if one of your songs ended up as a soundtrack to a movie or a mini-series or something like that? It'd be awesome, huh?
I've thought about that so much. That's a whole thing where sometimes you're playing so many rodeos that you forget that that's a whole thing you can go into. So my brain has been bouncing around in the off season about things like that.
Is there an off season? I didn't know there was.
Well, I mean, I guess off season from rodeos, maybe. Your brain never gets to stop. You never get to really slow down.
Creative brains don't get much sleep either, do they? And that's probably when you get a lot of song lyrics in your head or song titles and you wake up and have to write that down and finish it later, that kind of thing, huh?
It is nice to have like a scene shift from the busy like playing shows every weekend, every week, to be able to focus your energy into a different spot where you're writing all the time and really laying out your planning. I really like that mindset shift. Yep. Although I am itching to get back out on the road now. That's where I'm at.
There you go. And up there in Canada, your spring and summers are probably really heavy with gigs because you guys get some pretty solid winters up there.
Honestly, this winter hasn't been terrible. I've been back with my family in British Columbia, and I've been avoiding most of the snow, so I'm going to get flack from that from all my Albertan friends. But
well, I blame all you Canadians for the weather we get down here. We call them Canadian cold fronts in the United States. They come right down the pike. So. But
sharing is caring.
Yep, absolutely. You know, and I talk about, almost 6 years ago now, that pandemic, you guys were in pretty heavy lockdown up there in Canada. So now we never take performing in front of folks for granted, do we? We cherish all those opportunities.
Oh, every single show. That was a tough time for all live performers, people who really thrive off of getting out there and connecting with people like that. Because that's the biggest thing about shows. It's getting out there and being with them and showing the music in a different way. Yeah. And when you lose that, it's tough. So when you get it back, you know that you never want to ever take it for granted.
Exactly. I saw right after COVID, it says you did a 10-day tour. You went from Alberta and British Columbia, and you have plans to do more even in British Columbia. So that is awesome. And so, yeah, that was quite a deal. And you guys were locked down even a little bit harder than we were here in the United States. And so we hope something like that never happens again. But boy, when you're in those crowds, big or small, whatever it is, you can almost look out in those crowds, especially the smaller ones when the folks are seated right in front of you, and see the impact that your original music and the stories that you're telling in those songs has on people, huh?
It's one of the most important parts of a show. It's how you get to show who you are. It's how you get to connect with the people, or they get an opportunity. If they see somebody being vulnerable up there, that they feel a little more open to be vulnerable themselves, to share more. It's a really cool thing. Yeah. So I've been really proud to be a part of a lot of cool moments like that, and especially with the newer music we're writing and the stuff we're getting slated to record right now. I'm so excited about, because that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
How do you connect with the people?
You betcha. And let's talk about that. Songwriting is a big deal, and most of the artists that I play on this program write their own material. That is true of you as well. So tell us about your songwriting style. Are you lyric-based more, or do you have to hear the melody and the hook, or is it kind of a combination of both for you?
It's always been an ebb and flow, and I've always kind of liked it being an ebb and flow. I'll have songs that start with a very strong lyrical idea, like a sense of, I know the story I want to write, some that'll evolve from a guitar part. And the way I've always kind of described my writing process, it's like I just have like a bunch of various paint colors around me, and I just start throwing them at a canvas until I eventually see something that I like, and it sticks, and then we start to build from there.
I like that. My brother does these YouTube videos, and he just takes this epoxy paint and pours it on canvas and lets it run off to the side and tilts it a few times and makes all this neat abstract art. And he's got a lot of it hanging on his walls and some other offices and businesses up there in Utah where he lives too. So.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's neat. And watching it develop and it come along and then watching how folks receive that is really cool too, isn't it?
I think, especially with art like that, the process is as big of an art form as the final product is.
Yep, absolutely. And watching you get streams on Spotify and all of those things and hitting the country music charts, what you're going to do tonight, I mean, that is happening for you too. You've had over 1,500,000 streams on Apple Music and Spotify combined. That is great stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, it's been, I just feel gratitude whenever I hear stuff like that. It's really cool to see things actually go in the right direction, because like it always does feel like a dream you're chasing, and then actually sometimes take a step back, look at the numbers, and actually see things are starting to work. It's a really cool thing.
And you're getting airplay on this little radio show out of Branson, Missouri. The population in this town is only 10,000, but we have 8 to 9 million people come here every year to see the live shows here. There is called the Live Show Capital of the World, based on how many theater seats we have here. We have over 58,000 theater seats. And so a lot of people come here for the shows, the entertainment, everything there is to do here in Branson. But we're also going to put you out on 13 radio stations around the world tonight.
Oh, that's so fantastic. I need to make it down to Branson.
Yes, you do.
That's been something I've been wanting to do for a while.
Well, if it ever does happen, you got my number, brother. Hit me up and we'll definitely get together. It'd be fun.
Of course.
Now, I get a lot of interesting song titles in my email, and that's why I love talking about these, the stories behind the songs. You've got some 3 interesting, real short song titles. Never Like This is the first one, then I Knew, and Messed Up. So tell us about Never Like This and what this is about.
Never Like This is, I've always called it one of the biggest tests in patience I've had while ever writing. We got in the room, I was writing this with the amazing Keith and Adrian Follesay and their son Jamie, and Keith wrote songs like Something Like That for Tim McGraw and The Way You Love Me for Faith Hill, and we were in his studio, and the chorus of this song took maybe 20 minutes. It rolled out, we had the chords, the melody, everything, and then we hit a brick wall for about 4 hours trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the song. We were so ready to scrap it. We tried every magical thing we could. This was one of those songs that almost didn't exist. But sure enough, one of those lucky bathroom breaks at the right time got a person out of the room and got thinking in a different headspace. And Jamie Follesay comes back from the bathroom and goes, "Oh, I've got the verse melody now. I think it should be this." And then I think it took another 20 minutes to finish the rest of the song. So we spent a total of 40 minutes writing it and 5.5 hours banging our heads against walls. And it was a big lesson for me to not give up on those ideas.
Isn't that something?
Good out of them.
Good thing you had to go to the bathroom, huh?
Yeah. And sometimes it's just the timing was lucky.
Yeah.
It was great.
You know, I was watching a show on CBS before Kenny Rogers passed away, and he called Lionel Richie up on the stage to sing Lady with him, because Lionel Richie wrote that song, and he didn't have all the lyrics done, and he finished it while he was in the restroom. He told Kenny right there live on stage.
It's a mind shift thing, because you have to be, when you're writing songs, it's all about being in a certain headspace and getting in that creative flow, and sometimes just going to the bathroom gives you a little reset.
Exactly. Definitely.
Like you're out of the room, you're out of that headspace, you're thinking of something different, and then it just hits you.
You come out with dry hands and clean hands and ready to write some more.
Dry hands and a clear mind.
There you go. And I was playing Something Like That by Tim McGraw and his lovely wife, Faith Hill, Breathe, and all of those songs. Back in 1999, my first radio job was in a small town in Oklahoma, in McAlester, Oklahoma, and I still hear that song on the radio today.
It's still one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and that's the goal of you, too, as an artist, isn't it? To leave something, a legacy that resonates with people that we're still talking about and playing your music from, decades from now.
I was given really good advice when I was younger. It was hit songs make hit artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's still true, like throughout the course of music history. and that's never changed.
And I'm sure you'll agree with this, and I know it for a fact because I've been doing this show for 14 years, and you're up there in Canada, but even around the world, that talent pool that is coming out in the world of country music to this day runs pretty deep, doesn't it?
It's such an impressive genre because it spans so wide.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different types of country music and so many ways to interpret the music, and it's such a great like country music culture that's been growing all the way around the world, and it's really awesome.
You got it. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to play Never Like This from Beamer Wiggly. Then we're going to come back and talk about the second song in his set called I Knew. And I knew this was going to be a great radio interview. Thanks for doing this tonight. It's been fun so far.
Of course, Tim.
You got it. We're going to play Never Like This from Beamer Wiggly on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
It's you and me in the backseat of my old Chevrolet, driving down some brand new roads in the driveway. It's the same old song on the radio, but it sounds better now that we're alone. You know I've seen the sunrise, but it never looked this red. I never knew a heartbeat pound right through my chest. I never knew what I missed till we kissed. It was never like this. Oh, until tonight, the line we crossed was invisible. Now the only thing that's on my mind is you're beautiful. When I look at you and you look at me, oh, that pretty smile changes everything. You know I've seen the sunrise, but it never looked this red. I never knew a heartbeat pound right through my chest. I never knew what I missed till we kissed. It was never like staying up all night, finding out who we are, changing our whole world in the backseat of this car. I never knew what I missed till we kissed. It was never like this. I've seen the sunrise, but it never looked this red. I never knew a heartbeat pound right through my chest. I never knew what I missed till we kissed. It was never like staying up all night, finding out who we are, changing our whole world in the backseat of this car. I never knew what I missed till we kissed. It was never like this. It was never like this. It was never like you and me in the backseat of my old Chevrolet.
His name is Beamer Wiggly. You heard the story behind Never Like That, or Never Like This. Now you just heard the song. It is fantastic. That is a good one, my friend.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That was. I'm glad we stuck it through.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that was a process in making that. That was interesting. And I love hearing those stories, too. You know, lyrics change, song titles sometimes change. You know, it started out as this, it ended up as this. You put that all together and tell these neat stories in that song, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. That just amazes me every time.
It's sometimes it's tough to pack it all into that because you have so much more you want to say.
Right.
But finding the right time and everything, I'm lucky that one worked out.
Absolutely. You were telling me while that song was playing that you are lucky to be one of those people that are doing what you love to do full time as a musician and a performer. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. No, it's I mean, that was the dream. It's like I'm living the dream right now. It's
Yeah.
Oh, really, it truly is a blessing.
That is awesome. And getting to do what you love to do, they say you never work a day in your life, so you haven't worked in a while, right?
I know, it's been pretty easy going.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of late nights, but I mean, That's about it.
Yeah, we were talking about that off the air. You know, sometimes you don't get all your sleep in and all that. You're gigging late at night, or you know, your brain just can't shut down. But you're writing songs, and that is good because eventually that's going to hit radio and things like that. And that's what's happening for you right now.
Hey, the more creative you can be at all times, and the more you can stay in that music gear, I think the better it is for you.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this too. Growing up, did you grow up with any brothers and sisters? And if so, are any of them musically inclined like you?
So I'm the youngest of six,
Okay.
actually. But
Wow. Big family.
They were a bit older when I was born. I'm like younger by a fair margin, so
Mhm.
they were all moved out by the time I was born.
Mhm.
But I was really I was kind of the driving force musically. Like I've got some siblings that play piano, and one of my nephews plays guitar, but it's and he's really good at it too. But I was the only one who really decided to drive and do the career.
That is awesome. Now, you mentioned some co-writers on that first song, Never Like This, that we played. How did you guys meet and get to co-writing?
We ended up meeting through a mutual contact, my manager back in the day, Louis O'Reilly, and we ended up just like having writing trips every few months in Nashville. I'd go down about like 4 or 5 times a year, and I'd go to their house for like 4 or 5 days straight, and we would just write and record demos of the songs, and it was a really cool zone to get into because I got really comfortable writing in it, like Keith's studio and that cool space. So it was really nice to not just be bouncing around all around Nashville writing these records, but actually to have a kind of home base to do it from.
That is
really
awesome.
cool.
You mentioned one of the first things when we got on the phone, before we got on the radio, that you like the Demo Listen Derby that I came up with for the demo songs from songwriters who are looking to have their songs cut by you or a major artist out there, somebody like that, and you thought that was really neat. So if you want to write some music that you can classify as a demo, we'll put you in that showcase as well and on the Demo Listen Derby. So.
Hey, I should have some new ones coming pretty soon here. We're writing a ton for this next year, and these projects coming up.
Hey, that sounds good. You know, music is music, talent is talent, and I believe it needs to be heard, and that's why I created this format 14 years ago for artists like you to get your music out there, and I'm sure glad we made the connection tonight.
Me too, and it is one of the best names that I've ever heard for a radio show as well.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I Knew is the title of this second song. Tell us about this one.
This is a super interesting one because we were talking about before how you know the song but you don't really know the writers, and I have always been really apprehensive about taking outside songs that other people had written. But speaking about Keith and Adrian Followsay, they wrote this song, and they knew my project really well, and they knew me, and they knew the kind of sound I was going for, and they said, hey, listen, this is a song that we wrote with our son Ryan. If you wanted to record it, just take a listen to it, live with it. And first time I heard it, I fell in love with it. But I was like, I don't want to just fall in love with the song because it's a flashy Nashville demo and they always sound amazing.
Right.
I want to really take my time with it and see if this is a song that I want to put out. And the magic, when I listen to that original demo and when I listen to the song, I still feel that same magic.
Okay.
So that's how I knew that the song was going to be right for me.
That is awesome. Now, do you have a wide variety of do you like a fast song every now and then want to record a ballad, or you say, hey, that song's got to be a ballad or it needs to be a duet? All of that happens too behind the scenes, doesn't it?
Yeah, that just kind of happens naturally. My show has always been really high energy, so I've kind of gravitated towards more high energy things just because that reflects the way that I play and that I do things. But I grew up listening to these amazing ballads from these songwriters that I just admired so much. So It was always hard for me to turn down releasing something, even if it was a little bit different from what the show was going to look like. If the song was speaking to me, it was really hard to turn down cutting it.
You know, that Tim McGraw and Faith Hill that we both talked about earlier, they are perfect examples of being able to do that. Something like that's a fast song, but, yet he can tell a great story in a ballad, and so can she.
Oh, Live Like You Were Dying is one of the songs that I grew up on thinking I want to write songs like that.
Yeah, such a good run with that. And I'll tell you what, I'm at the age where his father, Tug McGraw, played baseball against my Kansas City Royals and won the World Series back in 1980. We were in that World Series, but Tug McGraw, we had a hard time hitting his pitches, that's for sure.
Oh, you're speaking my language in baseball. That's my interest outside of music. That's what I dedicate a lot of my off time to.
Well, the folks watching this show know me because I'm a big Kansas City Royals fan and Chiefs fan. I have Patrick Mahomes tattooed on my left arm, and I have the Royals logo on my right arm. So.
Well, I tried to make a lot of trade offers for Bobby Witt Jr. in fantasy baseball last year.
Oh, there you go. That is awesome. I look forward to baseball here coming up. Not too long, it'll be spring training. So we're almost back to baseball. I can't wait.
I'm getting real excited.
You bet. This third song that's going to kick off the top of the next hour is called Messed Up. Now, I've done that several times. Mostly it's typos on my laptop that I have to hurry up and fix. But what's Messed Up about?
This is one of those songs that sparked from a genuine conversation where we were just chatting about my life, catching up, and something somebody said was just the light bulb moment of we need to write this song. I think I was about 13 when we wrote the song, and I was just kind of getting into my first relationship.
Wow.
And my first time ever dating somebody, and I was going on and on and on about this girl, how obsessed I was with her, all these things I wanted to do, and I was kind of getting a lot of eye rolls from around the room because, of course, a 13-year-old was getting his first girlfriend. But in a joke making fun of me, Keith Followsay kind of goes, "Man, that's messed up doing all that stuff." And we had a little look around the room, and we went, "Is that the title? Is it really going to be as simple as that? So we stumble into it like that?"
Yep.
And sure enough, it kind of just unfolded like a book from the rest of there. We were just listing off all the stupid stuff that I was thinking about and how messed up I was over this girl.
Isn't that amazing? And I've said that many times. That is messed up, So here we are talking about it as a great song. Well, you're a fantastic artist. You've got some great music, and we're just playing 3 songs tonight, just giving folks kind of almost a teaser, like I see a lot of times on this little app TikTok of music, and they'll give you 30-second teasers or whatever. I know you've got more, so tell us where folks can find Beamer Wiggly if they want to check out more of your great stuff.
Yeah, of course. You can find me on Beamer W Music on Instagram, Beamer Music on TikTok, and that is BEAMER, kind of just like the car. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'll be on the road. We've got an acoustic tour coming across. If you're in Canada, we've got one in Alberta and BC coming up in the spring. It'll be around March, so we'll be rocking across there, playing in front of people and getting ready for rodeo season.
That is awesome. Well, have a great 2026, and I want to thank you for your time tonight and doing this program, and keep in touch. And if you ever do come to Branson, like I said, be sure to hit me up, and we'll definitely get together in person.
Of course, Tim. Sounds great. And if you're ever in Alberta, let me know.
You betcha. This has been a lot of fun having Beamer Wiggly on the program. This is called I Knew, and Messed Up is coming up on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
I don't know if I'll ever make money playing this guitar, and I don't know if I got enough cash for gas in the car, or if my college team is gonna win the whole damn thing maybe next year. And who knows if the numbers I picked are gonna win me the Tennessee Lotto, or if my number's coming up tomorrow. There's a lot I don't know. But I knew how you looked that Friday night when I gave you my jacket. It was cold outside. I tried to kiss you, but you kissed me first. Radio playing, singing every word with you. Yeah, with you. Baby, I knew. I don't know about stocks or bonds or politics, and I don't know if your dad thinks I'm as good as it gets, like who built those pyramids, or how long forever is. But I knew how you looked that Friday night when I gave you my jacket. It was cold outside. I tried to kiss you, but you kissed me first. Radio playing, singing every word with you. Yeah, with you. Baby, I knew. I knew how you looked that Friday night. I tried to kiss you, but you kissed me first. And I knew with you, I knew that song was gonna be
of the best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
That makes me wonder. She's got my jacket on her. Damn, she looks good in it. It's just the way she planned it. And from where I'm standing, she's getting what she wants to get. My heart is beating faster. I'm headed for disaster. What a beautiful way to go. I ain't no puppet and there ain't no strings, but I can't say no to her about anything. This wasn't supposed to happen. How'd she end up driving my old truck? Man, that's just messed up. Oh, that's just messed up. She's got the earth quaking. She's got my world shaking. Oh yeah, that girl can kiss. We're in the ninth inning. I think the love is winning. I could sure get used to this. My heart is beating faster. I'm headed for disaster. But what a beautiful way to go. I ain't no puppet and there ain't no strings, but I can't say no to her about anything. The warning lights are flashing. This wasn't supposed to happen. How'd she end up driving my old truck? Man, that's just messed up. She's getting her way, but I gotta say, what a beautiful way to go. Well, I ain't no puppet and there ain't no strings, but I can't say no to her about anything. The warning lights are flashing. This wasn't supposed to happen. Now I'm riding shotgun in my own truck. Man, that's just messed up. Oh yeah, that's messed up. Oh yeah, that's messed up.
He is a talented young man. I believe he's like 23 years old, and his name is Beamer Wigley. He is from Canada, and he is fantastic. Thank you, Beamer, for being on the program tonight. I had a blast talking to you, and we're definitely going to be playing more of your music on the radio. And after this program is over, you can check out Beamer Wigley's interview that I did with him just now. If you're just now getting tuned in, that will be in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives at the top of the homepage of KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. We're a little late getting started for hour number 3, but we're going to do it. And I've got more great country music on the way. And I am still live on that website, by the way. And I'm also live on YouTube at KICR Indie Country Radio. And you can check out the show live on TikTok at Tim Kelly On Air. Madison Sharp is going to kick it off. She is also from Missouri, and she's got a brand new single out called Stardust. We'll talk about that in a future interview real soon. But right now, it's on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best, on New Music Friday.
Forget everything you've ever been taught, 'cause it ain't gonna matter too much when we leave this world and turn into stardust. And I'm telling you now, you better find yourself, 'cause we all disappear, but not forever. I travel to the dark side of the moon to get to you. And I wish
This hour of The Tim Kelly Show is sponsored by Sharp Banks Music Productions. Find Sharp Banks Music on the Sponsors tab at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com and at SharpBanksMusic.com.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs. There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
Straight from heaven, she had his heart. Eyes teared when the girl appeared. He loved her right from the start. Forever he gave his heart. On his shoulders he shows the way. By her side every waking day. Fights bad guys and monsters dead. When he checks underneath the bed, dads and daughters can't tear them apart. There is something between their hearts, and he's his daughter's first love. Wild and free, she counts on him. Gives advice at every whim. He'll always be her biggest fan. Now he'll cheer from the stand. Dads and daughters can't tear them apart. There is something between their hearts, and he's his daughter's first love. And then she said, "It's just like you." When I look in his eyes, I see love. He's strong and smart. He loves me too. Though I'll be his wife, you gave me life. Dads and daughters can't tear them apart. There is something between their hearts, and he's his daughter's first love. Dads and daughters can't tear them apart. There is something between our hearts, and Dad, you're my first love.
Her name is Andrea Sharp, and that is Larry Banks playing with her, and they are Sharp Banks Music Productions. That is called Dads and Daughters, and Sharp Banks Music Productions is one of the newest sponsors to the Tim Kelly Show, so we played their brand new radio ad for them and played one of their great songs called Dads and Daughters. And I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day tomorrow as well, and I've told many of the artists in the interviews, if they ever make a song that somebody has played at their wedding, they'll never forget it for the rest of their life. This next song was played at my wedding, and my wife is right behind me in studio tonight, so I'm going to dedicate this next one to her. He is currently doing a show right now. His name is Jonathan Lynn, and the song is called You're All I Need on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Someone like you ever change my whole world the way that you do? Loving you, baby, so simple and free. Trust me, my darling, you're all I need. When I first saw you, my eyes behold, who is this beauty with a heart of gold? But I knew then, before it began, you were just a lover, you'd be my best friend. I'll never find someone like you ever change my whole world the way that you do. Loving you, baby, so simple and free. Trust me, my darling, you're all I need. Life ain't easy, sometimes so rough. Others always run when things got too tough. But you took my hand, you promised your love. I knew you'd be there to the end. I'll never find someone like you, ever change my whole world the way that you do. Loving you, baby, so simple and free. Just trust me, my darling, 'cause you're all I need. Just trust me, my darling, 'cause you're all I need. Turn it up, let the good songs roll. It's a Tim Kelly Show. New country's best, where the indie hearts go. It's a Tim Kelly Show. New voices singing, new stories told. Tim Kelly's got that homegrown gold. How the track is spinning, radio in Hillsboro. New country's best on the Tim Kelly Show.
supposed to care, but the laundry's piling should run to the grocery store, but leaving right now is such a chore, such a chore. I know I've got these things to do, but the more I think it through, I'd love not to. Maybe I should have some company, but my couch is crowded just with me, just with me. Got invited to go out with friends, but I know how the night will end, my friends, my friends. I got asked on a date, but the last few weren't so great, not great. Not great. I know I've got these things to do, but the more I think it through, I'd love not to. I'd love not to.
She is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday. Her name is Carrie Brockwell, and that is called I'd Love Not To. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a great radio interview with her in the upcoming future. We're working out the details on getting that put together right now. Carrie Brockwell, she is fantastic. Hunter James, another great Canadian artist, is up next, and we're supposed to get a lot of rain starting tonight and tomorrow in Branson, Missouri, so we'll be able to say this. It is called Blame It on the Rain from Hunter James on KICR. Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Storm clouds are brewing over my shoulder, strolling down Lonely Avenue, headed out to nowhere. Gonna find me a hole in the wall to wait out these clouds till they roll right on through. Have a drink or two. You can blame it on the country, blame it on the music, blame it on the heartache, baby. I just blame it on the rain. Blame it on a hard day, blame it on the pain, blame it on a bad fit, no, baby. Just blame it on the rain. It's all the same. Just blame it on the rain. Grab me in Boston like I get used to hang around for that song. Come back to me. The ticking of the clock, watching my watch. Next thing I knew, one turned into 17. You can blame it on the country, blame it on the music, blame it on the heartache, baby. I just blame it on the rain. Blame it on a hard day, blame it on the pain, blame it on a bad friend, no, baby. Just blame it on the rain. It's all the same.
This is Beverly Brown Sims, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best.
Have you ever had troubles? Lost that cut like a knife? Have you felt all the sorrows in a broken down life? Have you begged for God's mercy when you can't bear anymore? And the weight of the world crushed your spirit to the floor. Just lift up your hand to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won. When you know in your heart this world's not your home, and a better day is coming, all heartaches will be gone. There's nothing to compare in this time and place. We'll sing hallelujah when we see our Lord's face. Just lift up your hands to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won. Just lift up your hand to the Father above. Open your heart for His undying love. He'll be that lifeline you felt would never come. It's Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won. Jesus to the rescue. Your battles are now won.
That is the brand new single from my good friend Beverly Brown Sims. It made its radio debut last week on the Tim Kelly Show's New Music Friday, and that is the second time playing it. It is called Jesus to the Rescue. Beverly Brown Sims, she can definitely sing that gospel music, and I love it absolutely. This next artist is making his debut on the program tonight. He is Joshua Michael Piper, and this is called Heroes and Horses on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
They both give it all if you ask them to. They're strong and steel, tried and true. One wears a boot, one wears a shoe. Heroes and horses. One runs in the field, one fights in the sand. One's a unit and one's a band. Might be a little different, but they both wear their brand. Heroes and horses. For the things you miss. Heroes and horses. Both in the big sky in old Montana. When you think about them both, you think Americana. One packs it on their back, one carries it on their shoulders. Heroes and horses. We all need a little help when we're walking through our own hell. Getting back on 2 feet, man, it ain't for the weak. Fixing yourself sure ain't easy, but you do it for the things you miss. Heroes and horses. Growing together, one life at a time. We all need a little help when we're working through our own hell. Getting back on 2 feet, made for the weak. Fixing yourself sure ain't easy, but you do it for the things you miss. Heroes and horses. Heroes and horses. Heroes and horses.
Turn it up, let the good times roll. It's the Tim Kelly Show. New country's best, where the wild hearts go. Indie voices you gotta know. The Tim Kelly Show. Hey, new country's best all the way home. Indie hits and the stories they told. Interviews and the songs you'll own. You're riding with Tim Kelly on your radio.
Pulled up deep in the woods where the pine trees lean. Tailgates down and we're set in the scene. Speakers blasting, cooler packed, mud on the tires and we ain't looking back. Yeah, hands in the air when the beat drops loud. We turn it up when the sun goes down. We raise it up like Friday night. Boots in the dirt and the fire's burning bright. Sing it loud, don't care who sees. It's back road parties where week by mistake. Uncle Maddie's dancing with a boot in hand, and someone turned the dog bowl into a beer can. Yeah, hands in the air when the beat drops out. We turn it up when the sun goes down. We raise it up like Friday night. Who's in the dirt and the fire's burning bright? Sing it loud, don't care who sees. This back road party's where we feel free. Shake the ground, let the good times hit. If you ain't sweating, you ain't lived it yet. Yeah. One more round, one more song. Ain't going home till the fire's gone. Boots in the dust and the night's still young. We broke 3 chairs and the vibe's still strong. We raise it up like Friday night. Boots in the dirt and the fire's burning bright. Sing it loud, don't care who sees. This back road party's where we feel free. Shake the ground, let the good times hit. If you ain't sweating, you ain't lived it yet. Uncle Maddie's still going, I'll bet.
Listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
Turn down the lights in this room. Baby, come and kiss me. We got nothing to lose. Reckless desire builds up the fire, hot and strong. We're all alone. Turn off your phone. Leave your loving on.
The touch of your hand on my skin burns like an ember from deep within. I've got the urge to quench my thirst and my soul. The troubles you hold, just let them fall, but leave your loving on. I think it's time your heart and mine tear down these walls we hide behind. Baby, let's go back when you first kissed me like that. We made love all night long. Just close your eyes, lay right there. Surrender to these tender moments that we share.
Listen to my song, ain't nothing wrong when you leave your loving on. Right where we belong, ambition's gone.
Nothing but loving on.
Hey, Hey, this is Creed Fisher, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Girl, the way you light up my day makes the whole world spin my way. You roll out of bed, hair falling just right, laugh in the morning like it's Friday night, bare feet tapping on that old wood floor. Every smile you give makes me want you more. You don't dress up just to turn a head, you shine in the life we're living instead, singing a tune I ain't heard before, and I'm falling again, wanting more and more. I love the way you roll your eyes when I joke too much, how your hand finds mine with that easy touch. You laugh in the morning, your kiss at night, the way you make wrong feel so right. I'd give the world just to sit by you, every little thing that you say or do, no part of you I'd ever change or lose. Yeah, I love everything about you. You speak your mind, stand strong and true. You're the answer when the day runs through. Love so deep and you give so free. You're the best kind of woman a man can see. You turn the hard times into something sweet. Pull me in close, never miss a beat. One look from you and my sky turns blue. Girl, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. I love the way you roll your eyes when I joke too much, how your hand finds mine with that easy touch. You laugh in the morning, your kiss at night, the way you make wrong feel so right. I'd give the world just to sit by you, every little thing that you say or do, no part of you I'd ever change or lose. Yeah, I love everything about you. If the road gets long, I'll hold on tight, two-step with you every Saturday night. Every mile's better with you in view. You're my forever, my dream come true. I love the way you roll your eyes when I joke too much, how your hand finds mine with that easy touch. You laugh in the morning, your kiss at night, the way you make wrong feel so right. I'd give the world just to sit by you, every little thing that you say or do, no part of you I'd ever change or lose. Yeah, I love everything about you. Ooh, girl, the way you light up my day makes the whole world spin my way. Yeah, I love everything.
His name is Mike Corellis, a good friend of mine from Texas. That is called Everything About You. And before that, Roses and Weeds, Leave Your Lovin' On. Before that, Allie Ray, Back Road Party, a little mini music marathon for you there to complete this week's edition of New Music Friday on The Tim Kelly Show. Thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate it. And we'll be back next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3 shows next week. All times start at 7 o'clock Central Time, right here from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. I want to thank my special guests tonight, Ansel Brown and Beamer Wigley, for being on the show tonight. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song
see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up. Let me make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn